Okay, I think we're live. So we got a weird stream today. I don't normally do VTuber stuff. I didn't catch the Cinder stuff when it was happening. I caught like a little bit of it. So we got a weird stream. Okay, we are live. Okay. So we have some massive VTuber drama. Okay, so I don't watch a lot of VTubers. I watched one because I found out through Medicare and Null, Pippa Pipkin. And I actually have a lot of issues with VTubers that make me like think that it's not. I mean, obviously it's sustainable, but I feel like very few are gonna reach highs that are going to exceed real people. I mean, plenty of them have. I just think that it's like high starting point, low ceiling for a lot of them. And a lot of that is due to their agency. And also due to like character design picks. If you've seen a lot of like the character designs of the VTuber community, you'll immediately know what I'm talking about. But I'm not the hugest fan. I think there's some weird stuff out there. Ironically, I think like the most popular VTuber, Gargura, has like a very odd design that I disapprove of. I don't want to see that freak design anywhere. I can't believe that she got to the Dodgers. Anyway, the drama today is very big. The largest VTubing studio has shut down. Alright, we're gonna turn the music off. The largest VTubing studio. Let me restart that. The largest VTubing studio has shut down now, and it was all caused by this single video. There's a lot more context later. Essentially, the studio was not making money, which I don't think is true. There's going to be a lot of lies that we're going to get to. Well, not a lot of lies, but a couple of very big ones. And I think that without actual financial information, we'll never know like the truth of what happened. But VShojo has hosted and still hosts some of the largest VTubers. Well, they don't host them anymore because they shut down today. Or maybe it was yesterday, but I think it was today. And they somehow lost $11 million of investment capital and never made it back. And we're going to see their top performer, and we're going to see why their top performer left this failing studio.
Leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly...
So you can already kind of see why, like, I don't like the, like, cutesy voice. I do have I have one friend who is a VTuber and another who wants to be a VTuber. And one of the things that they both worry about is, like, the voice. And I'm just like, dude, almost all of these are, like, fake voices or, like, put on in some way.
The thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
Yeah.
I know that this is a lot.
The IDF is missing $500,000. The IDF was supposed to be donated $500,000, and it's no longer there.
And it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story. But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends.
Well, yeah, that's me. I never... Okay. Yeah, I've never watched Iron Mouse. I know a bit about Iron Mouse. I've heard of Iron Mouse, but I know hardly anything. Also, becoming a VTuber to make friends. This is one of the things that's always struck me as super odd. Because 99% of, like, YouTubing and content creators in general don't do it to make friends. But it seems like a lot of VTubers... VTubing is astroturfing to the max, essentially. Especially larger agencies like VShojo and Niji Sanji. It's very much like, okay, we'll pay for you to be a model. It's very much a job for like large VTubing studios, where rather than a normal I don't know, job, or rather than like a normal streaming thing where you can kind of do it wherever you want, you're pretty independent besides like some help here and there, you're like kind of left to your own devices. VTubing is like they make a model for you, and the designs are kind of like, it's anime, right? Everybody already, not everybody, but a lot of people already like anime. They'll watch anything anime related, and so that instantly gets you a bunch of people as long as you're not like completely deranged. But also it puts you into a community where you're like forced to be friends with people. And so, yeah, I would say that VTubing is kind of the a definition of astroturfing. Versus, like, you get friends, you get popularity, and you get money pretty much instantly. Which is, like, a very unique thing in, like, the content creator space.
I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, you know, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend...
So that's like pretty common, actually. I'm not certain why... Well, also, I don't think you need to stream with your face, like, at all. And I don't think most people do. I don't. I used to. I don't think you need to stream with your face, like, ever, if you don't want to. There are plenty of people who are famous and who have gotten famous from, like, never streaming with their face on. There are plenty of people who have made entire livings off of their face, like Amaranth or whatever, but, like, you don't need a face at all. But a lot of people are like, oh, there needs to be more, like, visual stimulation happening. The door? This looks like a door.
A friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe
Hello.
being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo. And it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today.
Iron Mouse
When
you
I was
are today.
approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber
A
because
corporal?
I felt like
Okay, it is. I think it's good to mention. I think Iron Mouse's language is like first language is not English, because she has a Costa Rican flag in her profile. I'm not gonna be making fun of her pronunciation all that much. Also, my frames are fucking dying in this game.
I just couldn't.
Yeah, Sims in my video have psychedelic backgrounds for viewers' retention. Yeah, I mean that's why I play video games. People need like, or they don't need it, but it definitely seems to help to have some kind of like visual thing happening. And VTubing just like amps that up. VTubing is like peak visual stims too. Like besides all the anime and everything else, that helps a lot.
In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while,
Oh my God.
I was struggling.
So depressing. Yeah, it's less obvious eye candy. Yeah, totally. Like, I have seen people do that. That I think that has picked up more is people playing like Subway servers or like fucking Family Guy clips, and it makes it like unwatchable. But I've seen that.
To make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But
Worry
I
wart, worry
ultimately
wart.
decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving.
Oh wait, does she not
But for
fully
right
explain?
now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company.
Yeah,
and I
she
always
was
told
number
that
one, I
was
think.
needed.
Like, yeah, across global, I want to say that she was like the number one earner for VShojo. Like, she is absolutely like the most important person there.
In order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt-tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I
Wait,
felt responsible for staff.
wait, so that's wait, that doesn't line up. So she was told that she was like, yeah, that just doesn't make sense. She's just like flustered. Dude, I have like I have bots in the kick chat and it's annoying me. Yeah, she's saying that she was told that she's like the most important person and that's why she signed, but she hasn't like this is still in her like 5 to 10 viewer phase. It's just a little confusing.
And talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this,
What?
and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information. So that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over.
Wait, what? So
My
is there
own
like a
finances.
PayPal that everybody
This is
takes
what
from?
led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million
Who's Connor?
for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Dude, agencies are so weird. So this is like one of my issues with agencies. Is that independence seems so valuable to me. And there's like a very good argument to be made that like you start independent, get like pulled up by the agency, and then you go independent again once you like get back up. Like that seems to be a very good strategy for a lot of people. I think Kershey did that, Silvervale, Nanners, a ton of like other VTubers have done that in the past. Seems like just the thing to do. VShojo had full access to her profits? Jesus Christ. I was reading, yeah, VShojo like did some really crazy shit that might have even violated the contracts that they set for their people. Where Nanners was saying that in her contract, she had full access to sponsorship funds, and then they changed hers, or like without telling her, that VShojo now had full access to sponsorship funds, and it was like crazy. Because that's like, you need to inform people, one, and two, just not fucking do that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I wanted to go through it, but it seems like so shit what happened. Like the last year and a half has been like horrible for VShojo. Not literally, they've been making a fuck ton of money and like being great on the up and up in front of everybody, but behind the scenes, I don't know what the fucking CEO was doing. I don't know if he was gambling. He said he was doing like commercial investments to try to shore up funding, but I think he was like gambling or something. It was fucking crazy.
The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350.
This is like impossible amounts of money to me. That is just like an absolutely insane amount of money.
To the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting
I don't know. It's so fucking crazy to me, just like,
and breaking the all-time sub record.
Oh yeah,
she that we had raised
held a Twitch record.
$515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo.
He stole at least 500,000. Yeah, I think, it goes like, that's what we know. Well, I think it's 1 million actually, because she had money taken from her, but also, her foundation had money taken from it, and there were like, I think it ended up being like no one had recently been paid at VShojo. Like, Amelie left due to not being paid. I think, what is it, Giga? The vampire lady wasn't paid. I'm not certain about her, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't. Melody wasn't paid. Who else? There was like a bunch of them. Almost all of them have just not been paid in the last 6 months. And I'm just thinking like, How did this not come out sooner with this many people not getting paid? And it's the reason that Nanners and Silvervale left the company as well. Nanners, Silvervale, and there was a third person who left around that time that I don't remember.
Nation on my behalf. But unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million.
Who is Connor? Is that her Iron Mouse?
We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases.
She still has VShojo? I think she took it off like literally like 10 minutes ago. I'll double check. Twitter project melody. Yeah, I think she took it off.
Which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection. And this includes over 400.
Because it happened while I was like doing research for this.
50 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I
just one of her friends.
Really know
oh, cool!
what
Thank
was
you.
going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire
That's
situation
good context to
has
have.
broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am
so she is
okay.
So she is suing VShojo.
I'm at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of...
so is that it? Okay, one more minute. Oh my god, I found it. Holy shit. Okay, that was bothering me. Yeah, so I want to say she is past $1.5 million, or is about to pass $1.5 million. Yeah, $1.23 million for the Iron Mouse IDF. Such a funny name. So someone anonymous donated 23k. Oh, there was something funny there. Gamer Subs donated $15,000 because they said donating again because they got stolen the first time. Yeah, so that's been pretty crazy, pretty good. For the IDF. And I don't think that's the only donations that are being made. I think there's a ton of like actual official donations not through a Tiltify link being done as well. So if you know, her goal is to get money to the to the I can't not laugh at the name. It's the fucking IDF. It's the Israeli Defense Force. Jesus Christ. So yeah. No, but that's been awesome. Things have actually been like turning around for Iron Mouse, and it's been like really great. That like her justice is being gotten. Then I guess I will stop playing this for a hot minute because more stuff to go over. So soon after this video came out, we had the second quitting, the second official quitting. Kason, it's a mix of Japanese and English. Kason left. Iron deficiency is not funny. No, iron deficiency isn't funny, but IDF being like easily confused as the Israeli Defense Force. Immune deficiency fund equals that. It's just funny. Iron deficiency isn't good. My girlfriend was worried that she had fucking iron deficiency, and we took her to the fucking doctor. Like, iron anemia is like really fucking bad. Yeah.
I quit VShojo today.
Hi.
Yes.
VShojo やめます今日。
I'll translate.
はい。
はい。
Yes.
31日予定でしたけど、今日やめます。I quit.
So yeah. Kason is gone. I think Kason was number 3 or 4. Top VShojo EN. So that's kind of fucking crazy. So, you know, you're blaming the Jews. That's fucking hilarious. Christian, dude, everyone left. Dude, you're gonna be so surprised at what I have next. VShojo is gone. VShojo has been deleted. So that's probably hard to read. VShojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I am sharing the difficult news that VShojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. Does VShojo own the avatars? I heard something like that. John Cena left VShojo. Yeah. No, so VShojo, I think, has a thing where you have to stream for, you have to work for them for a certain amount of time to like earn your avatars. So like people who just joined don't own them, but like people who've been with them for years own like everything. Yeah. So I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months. By the way, they have not made money. It got to the point now where they have not paid anyone at all. Okay? But years ago, they were just straight up not paying people. Like Silvervale and Nyanners. And a third one who I can't remember. sorry, third one I can't remember. But they have been like selectively not paying talent for years at this point, since at least 2023, and I suspect longer. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. I don't know enough about the VShojo strats to understand. Stats, not strats. Their strats were very bad, actually. because somehow they raised $11 million. Okay, they have what, like a dozen or 2 dozen, so that's like $3,000. Not 3,000. Jesus, that's like $30,000 in like models just for starting up, and then they make their money back within like a couple of months. So that's fucking weird. That's really fucking weird. I mean, if you include like the PCs, right? That's probably like another $4,000 at least per creator. So I'm thinking it's like 3,000 for a really good rig, maybe $4,000 or $5,000 for like the rigs that they're going for. Double that for the PCs. So like 8,000 times 30 is let's see, 320,000. Add a 0. So that's not $3 million. That is like 320,000. So basically it took all of your money to recruit more money makers. Not even, dude. That's what's crazy about it. Because like I can't imagine like small people are making like a living wage. Like 100, 200 viewer VTubers will have like a whale or two and make like a decent wage, right? That's how that's how the small ones get by, and that's why you see like some people for years. But they were taking all of the money of their VTubers, and somehow they thought that that was going to be sustainable by funneling it into where does he say it? Our funding went directly to our creators through splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing. By the way, none of that is actually going to creators except for the splits. And maybe the debut investments because they get to keep the rig and model. Infrastructure doesn't really help them because like all content creation infrastructure is done on your own fucking computer. What infrastructure are you doing? Sending them Discord messages about what time they need to stream? Sending them Slack messages about like, hey, you need to thank this guy who donated $2,000? Like, what fucking infrastructure are you talking about? Concerts and events are not money that go to them unless that's part of the splits. And staffing, like a manager? Yeah, it's like when your parents force you to put money into the bank account for the future. My parents did this. This is hilarious, okay? It worked out because of like a thing. My parents took my fucking college fund and then spent it on an in-ground pool. It's fucking funny because I went to school on a different system, so it was fine. They had the money later, but it was fucking hilarious at the time. It was a great story I could tell in high school. But it's like that, except for not making the money back. We also want our talent to, so they no longer want their talent to own their IP, I guess, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. This has actually become pretty commonplace, because I've been helping a friend read through, because they want to be a VTuber, read through like other VTuber agency contracts, and a lot of them are like, you just get your own IP, you get your model. Get to streaming, Iron Mouse. Yeah. Iron Mouse, it's been 24 hours since your last stream. You gotta start now. By the way, like $20,000 just to send that message. So Iron Mouse, you gotta stream for a million hours. You gotta stream for 3 days straight, Iron Mouse. It's time to do a subathon. Despite all of our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain the model, and we ran out of money. How do you do that? I don't understand how you... This is Machinima. I am old enough to remember Machinima, and it's like the exact same situation, almost, where it's like you get, like, essentially almost free work, and all you're doing is you're paying lawyers, and once in a while, you're paying an artist. But what happens is the CEO or whoever is managing the money is either one, embezzling funds, which it would be hilarious if that's what fucking happened here. I mean, it would be funny, but it would just be like, that is so classic. That is classic business downfall maneuver, like 101 is like embezzling funds. That's like the downfall of almost like every startup. Not every startup, but every startup that fails, somebody is embezzling funds. Or the idea was bad. This idea worked and still works. But you cannot convince me that Iron Mouse fucking like raised $1 million in a year and not even in a year, right? It was like in a month. Iron Mouse made $1 million in a month. $500,000 for the IDF, for the Israeli Defense Force, and $500,000 for herself. And she didn't get it paid out. How the fuck does that happen? How are you not profitable making that much fucking money? Yeah, exactly. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection to talent activity, which I later realized was intended for a charitable initiative. So we'll get to some messages later. This is just a complete fucking lie. Trump donated to Iron Mouse stream. I could see Baron Trump being like in love with VTubers. He's like the perfect age demographic for that. So yeah, he's saying that like the money that was donated for Iron Mouse's IDF was just spent on in connections to talent activity, which I'm assuming is like the CEO is like paying Schlatt or Asmongold to collab with Iron Mouse. I can't believe this. She's gone. She's really gone. She's not gone. Iron Mouse, I think, has already done a stream. Or she's like planning to do streams in the future. All of these people are back. None of them are like leaving the internet or gonna be gone. So don't worry. Don't worry. Your VTuber girls, they are safe. They are safe. They are just in hiding for a moment. While they confirm with lawyers what's going on. At the time, we were working to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs. And I firmly believed, based on the information provided to us, or available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. This is so shit. Because it's like simultaneously admitting fault, but also admitting that like I did everything in my power to not fuck it up whenever it seems plainly obvious that this guy absolutely had the power to not fuck everything up. I'm deeply sorry to all the talent friends, staff friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. What the fuck, dude? What is this? This is like an actually insane, deranged response. This is just lies out the wazoo. And if this is failing, how come like Face Connect isn't failing? Okay. I tried to resist the embezzlement urges, but it spoke to me like the Green Goblin mask. Exactly. That's exactly what this fucking guy was thinking. Maybe. Probably. Most likely, I think. Because, like, look, I don't want to be mean to Face Connect. They don't have a lot of heavy hitters. They have some, but they don't have a lot. And I don't think, on average, they were nearly as successful as VShojo. And yet, somehow, Face Connect is, like, chugging along with no complaints. They're taking their like everyone out for like group vacations to Japan at least once a year. He got ChatGPT, maybe, yeah. It's so generic that it totally could be. It's so filled with lies that it's like somebody who's like unaware of the situation has written it. Like FaZe Connect is chugging along. Niji Sanji's doing good. And I'm sure there are like dozens of other VTubing agencies that are doing just fine, who have like almost the exact same model. Because they probably modeled it off of what VShojo said they were doing, but not actually doing. No, he didn't. Justin claims to not know the purpose of the fund. Here's the community note. But he personally congratulated Iron Mouse on the completion of her charity fundraising event and reposted Ludwig directly mentioning that half the funds would go to charity. Absolutely. Well, there's like 5 different fucking links to that. He did. He's like, all right, look, we have like $1,000 in IDF funding. You need to write this thing for me, okay? I gotta go on my fucking jet ski trip with a fucking, I don't know, anybody. I don't want to be here right now, okay? So the fucking intern is writing it. Jesus, yeah, this was a huge, this is like a huge situation for VTubers and VTuber enjoyers. I'm lucky to not be a VShojo fan, but dude, if Sakuna did this, if Sakuna does this in fucking FaZe Connect, I'm gonna be pissed. I would be super pissed. Oh, it's getting cut off. Let me fix that. Let me uncrop this a bit. Do 150. 80? 70. There we go. He stole from the Israelis. Yeah, he stole from fucking Netanyahu. Jesus. So this is Vebe, who I believe is or was a VShojo member. Our NDAs are now void. Oh, Vebe is, I think, the 3rd person who left. In 2023, VShojo tried to bully me into one of the most predatory contracts I've ever seen. And when I tried to ask more about it, the COO, the Chief Operating Officer, got extremely hostile with me and refused to answer any of my questions, so I had to hire a lawyer to get clarification. During the talks, it became clear that VShojo would rather let me go than take less away from me. They were ultimately wanting me to give up more than half of my sponsorship revenue and over 60% of all merch sales. By the way, merch is like one of the cheapest fucking things to make. Usually like a $5... Well, okay, wait, sorry, I got it backwards. A $30 plushie is actually like $5 to make. At most. It's usually a lot less, but as an example. All I asked for them in return is to not take a cut of the sponsors that I was getting through Mythic, and that cut was being already taken. They said no, they want it all, so I asked to leave after being treated like I was disposable. They basically made it seem like they were my employer and that they're the reason for my success, that I owe them and that I should be happy to give them my money. In order for me to leave, they demanded I sign an NDA that prevented me from speaking to any of the other talent about it. I could not say why I was leaving. I could not say what the terms was, as I was saying no to were. No to were. Okay. I even got in trouble for advising them to hire their own attorneys. They would watch my streams, read my Discord, and threaten to sue me. If I said anything that hinted towards how I felt about the company, I was threatened with a lawsuit. Another one of their leave terms was that they announced both me and Silver on the same day in order to minimize the damage to their company. Their CEO has begun a push on narrative on 4chan, I'm serious, LMFAO, and other social media that I'm leaving because I plan to join OTK. I guess that's Mythic. Mythic is OTK's like generalized group. Maybe OTK does have VTubers. I don't know. I know they're like they're both operated by Asmongold. And that both me and Silverveil are troublemakers, so they are letting us go. I don't know of like a more clean VTuber than Silverveil, honestly. Although I don't watch her, so I don't know, whatever. Later I found out that Nanners wanted to leave around the same time due to being unhappy, but was told that she couldn't because it did not fit the narrative that they were pushing internally and externally. The amount of hate we've gotten over leaving, from fans calling us greedy bitches to people saying we're abandoning our friends and tossing aside the company because we're successful enough, shit was fucking painful. Not being able to say anything sucked. I only found out that I didn't get paid any of my sponsors that I had already signed the NDA. After 2 years, I had still not been paid back fully, to add insult to injury. They also demanded I paid them back $10K for some of the anniversary assets that when they sent to me later were half finished. Oh, so they are keeping the models. Okay, I was wrong about that. They actually did keep some of the models for themselves, or at least tried to get the talent to pay for them. Despite all that, I had immense faith that the company had gotten better over the past 2 years. I assumed they've rewrote their contracts after losing 3 people due to seeing all the new talent join. This was not the case. Fun facts. Their company lawyer has an expired law license. He literally does not practice law, yet he was our point of contact for legal help. They actively pitted us against us during my time there and compared our success to others. They tried enforcing streaming schedules so that our view count would look better due to less overlap. Okay, so like some of this is bad, and some of this seems like normal job stuff. Yeah, you probably shouldn't stream at the same time as somebody else. If you're like on a company, if you're running it like a business, you do kind of need to schedule things. That seems reasonable to me. Maybe that's not the case, but I feel like that would also be better for them because they would get more viewers. Maybe it didn't work for their like personal schedules, but that seems like a reasonable thing to me. They talk shit about other VTuber agencies. They would spend company money to get a dig at them, especially Hololive. They literally lived rent-free in Gunrun's head. They were convinced Hololive was over when they signed Kason and Nizuna. Wait, so did Kason start with Hololive and then go? Oh, no, they're saying that Hololive was over when VShojo signed Kason and Nizuna. Our previous talent manager got ghosted for 6 months by Gunrun, told not to do any work for us, and then got fired for not doing anything. During this fiasco, we weren't able to get any assistance. MTD got reprimanded for being creepy to us. LOL got told not to message us privately. Go figure. I am living this year. Dark Viper AU downfall now too. Jesus. Also, welcome back. I have not seen anything Dark Viper related ever, except for some recent stuff about Ozzy Osbourne. I have proof from other streamers attending their IRL parties that MTD, I don't know who MTD is, would actively talk shit about me after I left the company to paint me in the worst light imaginable. Don't know why you're acting innocent on Twitter, pretending you weren't aware of anything. Can't wait to see all the shit that comes out about you, because there's loads, but that's not my story to tell. Thanks for reading, and thanks to those that stuck around between then and now. And thanks for giving me, Silver, and Neanners the benefit of the doubt when we needed it most. Yeah, so VShojo was like dead. It has just been like roundabout. Almost every single former VShojo member has... Oh, I should turn the game off so you guys can actually like read text. Almost every single VShojo member has a message like this about why they left VShojo or why they're leaving VShojo. It's not this long, but I think if you go to literally any page of a former VShojo member, they have like, I'm quitting. It's not like, oh, the company died, I don't work there anymore. It's, I quit. That's been pretty crazy. What was this? Was this just Awk covering this? I just had this in here in case it, they deleted it. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. So then Kason also has a reply to it. Why didn't you let us know the moment you realized the situation? Why did you get this information 2 weeks ago from the company, but not from the company, but from my homegirls? Why did you lie to the JP branch a week ago that everything was good and taken care of? Yeah, so the Japanese branch has like no awareness of what's going on. I'm definitely leaning on embezzlement now because the Japanese branch was like the headquarters, the actual owners of VShojo in Japan was uninformed of what was happening in America. They were actively being lied to about what was happening, about not having enough money, not paying the talent. Because I think if they investigated, they'd probably find out some really weird shit about the CEO or COO of VShojo America. And I do expect, with like everyone having a lawyer now, that something fucked up is going to happen. So Shy Lily replies, under the VShojo thread, implies it's bogus. We would be able to operate and cover all expenses. You've been somehow managed to bleed $11 million while maintaining the most successful and biggest VTuber roster in Western EN history. And is there an Eastern EN? And figure that it'd all just go away on its own? To spew bullshit so confidently. What a weird way to say. Basically, I've been sitting ducks while watching the ship sink, and instead of sitting down with the talents and explaining the situation and trying to fix it, went about hiring more and bigger talents to rake in more profits to cover our incompetence. Also, I had no idea that the $500,000 was supposed to be for, and never questioned it or checked the books. Oopsies. Feel terrible for your former talents. Shy Lily is another large streamer. And here is our last message for the night.
Mess.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So this is Iron Mouse from a few days ago.
I've been an emotional mess. It's been a very difficult time for me. This is the longest break that I've ever taken from streaming since I started streaming a long time ago. OGs will know that when I first started streaming, I used to take breaks for like weeks, months at a time from being sick. And then after a while, when I started becoming stable, I would stream all the time and never take a break. And this is like the longest break I've ever taken.
What is this music? Is this gonna get me caught?
I have a few things I want to say before I move on to other fun stuff and happy stuff and, you know. You missed me. I missed you guys too. I missed you guys too. I missed you guys so much. I was just like, I think for a few days I didn't even talk. I didn't even say a word. I was just like, you know, bed rotten.
Okay, so this is like nothing. I expected that to be more. I'm gonna play my game, play my little game, and talk about it. Oh, we can switch over actually. Wait, this one, this one. Here we go. Just because there's like, I don't think anything new has come out about it recently. Yeah. I don't know. What do y'all think of this? Besides it being terrible. Excuse me. I can't imagine how like this mega successful company managed to like lose that much money, because it feels like, well, one, anything can be successful, but especially VShojo looked like it was insanely successful. That it was probably like maybe not like literally the most successful thing. That would probably be HoloLive, but like on average per each thing it probably had like the highest average earning VTubers. And like, how the fuck did it lose $11 million? And I feel like the only answer is like some sort of corruption within the studio, unless it turns out that they were paying like more for like the merchandise than they were actually getting, or there was like a lot of like weird concert shit happening. It's super weird, and it's especially weird considering like, well, I mean all of that, right? But I feel like it's especially weird given there's been, I feel like, a lot of turmoil in everywhere in the VTuber space except for FaZe Connect, which is the only one I like mildly keep up with. Because fucking Gargura a few weeks ago left, right? A couple, or I guess months ago now, left and just came back because her manager was like fucking with her money. At least I think that's the big suspicion at the moment. Or there was like scheduling disagreements, whatever. But now it's just like, oh, yeah, so they lied about having reasonable schedules. They lied about being able to pay people. They lied about, like, so much shit. Or I guess it's, like, specifically Gunrun, Justin Gunrun, whoever that is. I do think this warrants, like, an actual investigation. That's probably why Iron Mouse hasn't talked about it more. Because, like, has a lawyer, and they're probably going to look into shit and, like, hopefully subpoena some of the information there. Because I think it's drastically needed. I would love to see where the fucking money go. Where'd the money go? Lebowski. And it's been crazy because it's been like every talent. You know, at first it was just Nanners, Silvervale, and Vebe. And now it's like, oh no, they weren't paying any of their talents at all. And so it was super weird. I think though that it's like, I don't know. I kind of don't like a lot of the agency VTubing anyway. Independent seems like the way to go, except for getting like AstroTurfed first into popularity. Being a independent VTuber seems to just like let you do whatever you want. And even collab with like studio VTubers as long as they're not prevented to, like VShojo. But that's fucking crazy that all of this happened under the nose of like all of the fans, right? I think one of the things that always makes it weird for me to like talk about VTubers is just like how parasocial it all is. But like, it's still fucking insane. This should not have happened. That was like a reasonable employee who was doing like work. And they complain about it being like actual work, about it getting scheduled or whatever, like Vebe was. But like, it's a real job. It's stuff that you do for money. And you're the talent. You're the one garnering money. So, like, you need to be paid. I don't get it. I really don't understand how, this happened. I don't know. Maybe, like, just through like a coordinated network of lies. But also, I feel like shit. Okay, no. Most NDAs usually last 2 years, I think, after you leave a company. It's like 2 to 5 for the most part. So if we hit September, then Yanners, Silvervale, and Vebe might have been able to talk about it. But I wonder what would have happened if this got reported to the Japanese headquarters. And I wonder what, like, if Nanners was like, hey, your COO of VShojo America didn't actually, like, tell us anything and has lost, like, $1 billion. Or maybe they were just, I don't know. It sounds like VShojo Japan like just doesn't care either. They haven't had like any input on this, or maybe they're a lot of Japanese company handle things much more behind the scenes than American ones do for the most part. So I don't know. At least everything is turning out pretty well. Everybody is at least like on their own now, meaning that sure they have to. I mean, they've always had to work for their money, right? They always have to be on stream to earn money. But like at least now they actually get it instead of working for free. To like, you know, thousands of people. Jesus. It's been crazy. But all right, I think that's gonna be it for me. Shorter stream. I do have some more energy, but I don't want to start another segment and just be like, oh, here's like one thing. All right, bye. So I'm gonna call it here. I hope that was a little bit fun, a little bit informative about about the IDF. But at least, you know, the IDF got a shitload of money out of this. And good luck to all the VTubers. If a single VTuber sees this, good luck. Especially if you formerly worked at VShojo. God, that name is trash now, isn't it? Alright, have a wonderful evening. Just chill? What are you talking about? In-game? Yeah. Alright, have a good evening, everybody. I'm gonna go to, I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. But I hope it was a fun break stream.